point of my bringing this up, and I'll get into a little bit more detail, is as a member on the city council and as someone who serves in the ward that completely surrounds the airport, I was absolutely, quite honestly, appalled that I did not receive any kind of notice or contact. They began on Friday. The Saturday I was away out of the city doing veteran constituency work, and Sunday I used some personal time with the family. To go be at work today and receive the emails, to get the phone calls, and then when I report and drive down Cedar Swamp to check on it, and I tell you it's a flat, like empty skyline. I was absolutely appalled to see that there's Channel 10, so I wanted to go and speak to my constituents, but it was already on the media, it was already all over social media. I immediately went and spoke to a few constituents, and while speaking to them, I received at 2:46 an email from RIAC stating, oh, we want to update you on the trimming of the Cedar Swamp trees. We're going to do the Cedar Swamp trees. They're already knocked down. The only thing that's left is the stumps, I apologize, the tree stumps in the ground. Wild turkeys walking everywhere because there was no notice, and of course that's a distraction of the wildlife. I immediately made a phone call to the Patty at the RIAC, and she said that they did obtain permission from Rhode Island DEM, and she did obtain permission from the homeowners of those areas. I then called Mr. DePasquale from the planning department. He said he was not informed by RIAC that he was aware that it is within federal mandates that there be a clear flying and coasting pattern for the airlines, but he was not informed of exactly when this was going to happen, considering they discussed it 6 months ago. I then called I apologize. I then went to, because there was a flurry of phone calls, I then went to some of my constituents, and I find out that there's going to be a few acquisition meetings going on with the area. So I was getting a lot of conflicting reports just from not being informed. So it was quite embarrassing, I would say, at the least. It's embarrassing enough that I'm going up to people and saying, please understand I'm a newly elected council person and I ran for this because I want to serve. It's frustrating beyond belief that the people who the city is hosting, the airport corporation, didn't have the courtesy, and that's all it was, a simple courtesy, to contact the city and to say, we will be doing this. And it is a major, major outtaking because there's a lot of trees gone. I received emails from now there's a lot of other issues that we got to address. I received emails from the Bucky Brook Coalition, the Warwick Friends of Warwick Ponds, as well as emails from constituents. So there's the concern of, now what's odd, Mr. President, and I'll sum it up with this, is they knocked down a lot of trees in the lots and in the house areas, and they knocked down trees all along the runway. However, they left some trees up, which I find very odd that they knocked everything down, but then the closest to the runway, they left all those trees up. There's no noise abatement anymore. There's nothing blocking the engines, nothing blocking, and in the voluntary 12 p.m. midnight or 12 a.m. midnight to 5 a.m., that's voluntary. So that no fly time is completely voluntary. So those people living in that area are now going to be affected by and again, I'm sorry to say before the council and before the public and on record, I have no answers for them because I was not informed. Thank you, Mr. President.